The story starts in Kenya in December of 2007 when there was a disputed presidential election. And in the immediate aftermath of that election, and there was an outbreak of ethnic violence. And there was a lawyer in Nairobi, Okola, who some of you may know from her TED Talk, who began blogging about it on her site Kenyan Pundit. And shortly after the election and the outbreak of violence, the government suddenly imposed a significant media blackout. And so weblogs went from being commentary as part of the media landscape to being a critical part of the media landscape in trying to understand where the violence was. And Okola solicited from her commenters more information about what was going on, and the comments began pouring in, and Okola would collate them, she would post them, and she quickly said, "It's too much. I could do this all day, every day, and I can't keep up. There is more information about what's going on in Kenya right now than any one person can manage. If only there was a way to automate this." And two programmers who read her blog held their hands up and said, "We could do that." And in 72 hours, they launched Ushahidi. Ushahidi, the name means witness or testimony in Swahili, is a very simple way of taking reports from the field, whether it's from the web or critically via mobile phones and SMS, aggregating it and putting it on a map. That's all it is, but that's all that's needed, because what it does is it takes the tacit information available to the whole population. Everybody knows where the violence is, but no one person knows what everyone knows. And it takes that tacit information and it aggregates it and it maps it and it makes it public. And that maneuver, called crisis mapping, was kicked off in Kenya in January of 2008. And enough people looked at it and found it valuable enough that the programmers who created Ushahidi decided they were going to make it open source and turn it into a platform. It's since been deployed in Mexico to track electoral fraud. It's been deployed in Washington, D.C. to track snow cleanup. And it's been used most famously in Haiti in the aftermath of the earthquake. And when you look at the map, now posted on the Ushahidi front page, you can see that the number of deployments in Ushahidi has gone worldwide. Right? This went from a single idea and a single implementation in East Africa in the beginning of 2008 to a global deployment in less than 3 years. Now, what Okola did would not have been possible without digital technology. What Okola did would not have been possible without human generosity. And the interesting moment now, the number of environments where the social design challenge relies on both of those things being true. That is the resource that I'm talking about. I call it cognitive surplus, and it represents the ability of the world's population to volunteer and to contribute and collaborate on large, sometimes global projects. Cognitive surplus is made up of two things. The first, obviously, is the world's free time and talents. The world has over 1 trillion hours a year of free time to commit to shared projects. Now, that free time existed in the 20th century, but we didn't get Ushahidi in the 20th century. That's the second half of cognitive surplus. The media landscape in the 20th century was very good at helping people consume, and we got, as a result, very good at consuming. But now that we've been given media tools, the internet, mobile phones, that let us do more than consume, what we're seeing is that people weren't couch potatoes because we liked to be.